Good day, class. Teacher EmmAnne here, and of course, I am always happy to serve. All right, class, before we begin, I have a good news for you. We only have two more lessons, and we are done with the first quarter. Yay! You are about to take your Christmas break. Our Christmas break is fast approaching, but of course, you have to still do your best for the remaining 2 weeks of the first quarter. So, let's go ahead and do this fun activity before we go to the meat of our lesson. We call it word puzzle. So I'm sure you are familiar with this. All you have to do is to find 7 jobs here, and I will give you a clue. These jobs usually um require them to deliver speeches. All right, try to look for them as fast as you can so that later on you will have an idea on the types of speeches that we will be talking about. So without much ado, come on, let's do it. So we have 3 words for vertical and 4 words for horizontal. All right, what is the first word that did you what is the first word that you found? We have politician. That is horizontal. So while I'm typing, class, go ahead and politician. Go ahead and look for other words. There. What else? Hmm. Did you find this? Yay, this is me, teacher. That is vertical, of course. What else? How about this one? Another horizontal. Doctor. Next. What else? How about this one? Lawyer. Yay. What else? We have 3 more. Hmm. Here. Did you see this? Comedian. All right. And we have two more for horizontal. We have here. Did you find this? News anchor. And the last one. Hmm. Let me see here. It's actor. Yay. All right, class. These I'm gonna show pictures of these profession or these jobs rather, and then later on you will have an idea on the topic at hand. Okay. So in here for the vertical, try to complete the sentence by writing their purpose or the reason why they are doing speeches. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. I give speech to blank. Go ahead and write it. You can pause the video so that we can proceed to the next, right? Once you are done, you can play again the video. Next, I give speech to, so this is a lawyer. Mhm. And the last one, you have to hold You have to hold on to your answers as we will come back to them later on. This one, I give speech to Lang. So that's a comedian, that's a clown. Next, for the 4 remaining, the one that you answered horizontally, this one, let's see or let's take a look at on how do they deliver their speeches. So try to answer answer these. Okay. To deliver my report on television, I'm black. So that's the first one. You can pause and then go ahead. So that's the news anchor. Next, we have actor. To deliver my lines on stage, I blank. Mm. And of course, we have politician. To deliver my speech during campaign, I blank. Go ahead and write and pause the video. And last but definitely not the least, we have to answer questions from my patient. I blank. So hopefully your answers are connected with our topic. So today, class, we will be talking about the two major types of speeches. One is the types of speech according to purpose, and the other one is types of speech according to delivery. So let's first have this. Types of speech according to purpose. We have three class. We have informative or expository speech, right? Don't be confused with the term expository class. When we say expository, it means to explain. So it's the same as informative. Next is persuasive, and the other one is entertainment speech. So hopefully somehow you these are the words, these are the keywords that you wrote in the first three pictures that I showed you a while ago. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at them one by one. Informative or expository speech is mainly performed for the purpose of educating the audience on new or relevant piece of information on a particular topic. Example is lecture of a teacher. So right now, class, I am giving you information about the types of speeches according to purpose. And of course, that is part of informative or expository speech. Can you think of other examples? Great job. News anchor. All right. So if the news anchor delivers his or her news, that's still part of informative or expository speech. Let's go to the next one, persuasive speech. Persuasive speech is solely for the purpose of convincing the audience to agree with the speaker's opinion on a particular topic. Example of this is a speech of a lawyer. A while ago, you saw the picture of a lawyer. I'm sure that you experienced debates when you were in junior high school or perhaps in elementary. So that is another example of persuasive speech. You convince the audience to agree with your side. Next, that's easy. Entertainment speech. Entertainment speech aims to share laughter and enjoyment to the audience through witty and humorous lines. Example is, of course, speech of a comedian. I don't know if you are a fan of watching Showtime or Itbulaga, and Vice Ganda is an example of that is an example of entertainment speech. Or if you go to comedy bar perhaps, or if you watch comedy bar on YouTube. So again, we have three types of speech according to purpose. We have informative, persuasive, and entertainment. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the types of speech according to delivery. We have manuscript speech, extemporaneous speech, memorized speech, and impromptu speech. So what are these, class? So let's go ahead and try to find out. Manuscript speech is the word for word iteration of a written message using visual aids. Example, news anchor with a teleprompter. So a while ago you saw a picture of a news anchor and and you completed there the you completed the phrase here. To deliver my report on television, I hopefully you answered I read a teleprompter. All right. I'm sorry. So that's manuscript speech. Another example would be sauna class. If you watch our president delivered his sauna. So, class, in delivering speeches, there are advantages and disadvantages. So, one of the advantage of manuscript speech is, of course, because this is a prepared speech, you can actually choose carefully the words that you will put into it. The disadvantage of this, however, is that you might lose connection to your audience since you have to look at your script from time to time. So, of course, you can't give 100% eye contact to your audience. All right. Next, let's have memorize speech. Memorize speech is the rote recitation of a written message that the speaker has committed to memory. Example, actors dialogue. So there, you have to rely on your memory if, of course, you are delivering memorized speech. I don't know if you experienced declamation when you were in grade 8. I think that was one of the activities that you have to do. So here, the advantage is that you are really connected to your audience because you will have that eye to eye contact to them. On the other hand, the advantage of this is that when you experience mental block and you forgot a single word and then you do not know the succeeding word. So that's something challenging for this type of delivery. Next, let's have extemporaneous speech. They say, class, that extemporaneous speech is the most flexible among the four types of speech of delivery. So let's read. Extemporaneous speech is the presentation of a carefully planned and rehearsed speech spoken in a conversational manner using brief notes. Example, a campaign speech before a voting public. All right. So in here, it doesn't require much preparation as compared to, or it doesn't require much time to prepare as compared to manuscript and memorized speech. In here, simple notes, brief notes will do. All right. And the advantage of this, of course, is that it's going to be flexible. So, and you will sound conversational. On the other hand, the disadvantage of this is that your organization will somehow suffer because there will be a tendency that you will talk about anything that comes into your mind when doing this, right? So be careful with your organization if you will do extemporaneous speech. Now let's have the last one, the impromptu speech. Impromptu speech is the presentation of a short message without advanced preparation and is for people knowledgeable about the subject. Example is a doctor's response to the question of a patient. I think a more appropriate um, example of this is the question and answer in pageants or during open forum after a lecture or after a discussion. So there. Next. Now, let's go ahead and try to have an activity by answering this 15 questions that can be found on your SLM on the assessment. So, true or false. Let's try to analyze the sentences and let's try to discuss why is it true or why is it false. So, let's have number one. The types of speech according to delivery are impromptu speech, persuasive speech, extemporaneous speech, and manuscript speech. What is your answer, class? It should be false because there's no such thing as persuasive speech when we are talking about types of speech according to delivery. So, what is missing here is great. It's the memorized. Number two, the primary goal of an informative speech is to influence the thoughts, feelings, actions, and behavior or attitudes of your listeners. What is your answer? Great job. This is false. All right. It's not the primary goal of informative speech to influence the thoughts. This is the primary goal of persuasive speech. Correct. Next, number three. Extemporaneous speech has no advanced preparation and is usually for a person knowledgeable about the subject. Hmm, what is your answer? This is false because this pertains to impromptu speech. Correct. Number four. An impromptu speech is delivered with little or no time for preparation. I am hearing you loud and clear. It's true. Next, number five. An expository speech provides the audience with a clear understanding of a concept or idea. It's true again. Number six. The nature of a reporter's job is to give a persuasive speech. Is it? No. Okay. The nature of reporter's job is to give an information, okay, or an informative or expository speech. So this is false. Number seven. The president's State of the Nation address is guided by a manuscript or teleprompter. I guess I mentioned this a while ago, class. What's your answer? True. Next, number eight. A speaking situation can transform from one type of speech to another. Hmm, this is true. Correct. So if you notice, class, at some point I read and then at some point I do extemporaneous speech. All right. And yeah, sometimes I persuade and sometimes I inform. So that can be, or a speaking situation can transform from one type of speech to another. May it be for the types of speech according to purpose and types of speech according to delivery. All right, number nine. Entertainment speech is simpler than an informative speech. What's your answer? This is more on analysis. It's false. Okay, there's no such thing as simpler than the other class. It depends on the person, and we're gonna be biased if we will say entertainment speech is simpler. Actually, it's difficult to make other or to to uh make other people laugh. Okay. Next, number 10. A manuscript speech may not be rehearsed anymore. Hmm. What is your answer? This is a big false, okay? Class, even though you have your script, you have to still practice the pronunciation, when to pause, when to look at your audience, when to go fast, when to go slow, and the rest. So you really have to practice even though you are doing a manuscript speech. Number 11, short notes are useful in an extemporaneous speech. This is, of course, true. Number 12, a manuscript speech is used to deliver important information. That's what I said a while ago. A manuscript speech, when doing manuscript speech, you can carefully choose the words. So this is true. Number 13. Vivid descriptions are essentials in an entertainment speech. When we say vivid class, it means that you can clearly imagine it. So there are clear images in the mind. So the answer is true, so that you can really picture what they are saying. Number 14, second to the last. The types of speech according to purpose are informative, persuasive, and entertainment speech. I guess you know it. It's true. Next, number last. The credibility of a speaker is important in informative, persuasive, and impromptu. Alright. When we say credibility, it's in Filipino, paniniwalaan mo ba siya? Or meron ba siyang reputation on saying those things? Right. So this is, of course, true, may it be informative, persuasive, or impromptu. All right. So that's true. All right. So do you have questions? Hopefully you ha- understood the lesson carefully. Well, and let's go ahead and read what you need to do. So observe. This can be found on your modules on the um, additional activities part. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, let me go ahead and check it. Additional activities that can be found on page 14. Observe three different speaking situations in your environment using the table. This is the table, and the table can also be found on your module. Using the table, list them down and distinguish the types of speech according to purpose and delivery used in each situation. Also, provide an evaluation by identifying positive points you notice. For the relevant suggestion, give a piece of advice on how the speech can further be improved, considering the type of speech where it belongs. 1 point will be given to every correct answer written on each box. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. All right, class. And of course, we have here the development team of the module and, of course, their references. Do you have questions? Should you have questions, of course, you have to throw it in our group chat class. Don't hesitate to ask questions there. And thank you so much. I hope to see you personally soon. I want to see you face to face. I want to teach you face to face very soon. So let's continue praying for this pandemic to end. Bye, class, and see you again next week. Bye.